Guess the lines week 5. I'm up 2-1 with a tie.
Yeah.
We have some buys this week.
Yeah, the first, who is it? Detroit, Chargers, Philly, Tennessee.
Chargers needed the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee might need the bye after. Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. And then the Eagles might be using the bye to get rid of their coach.
Ooh. Why
How
doesn't
funny would it
FanDuel
be?
put that up? Why don't they put the odds up? Like
The first coach
it's
fired?
too negative.
Who
FanDuel's
cares? A positive company. They stand for.
Well, but you could bet
positivity.
how many interceptions a quarterback has. What's the difference? You could bet who's going to come in last place in the beginning of the year.
I was thinking how funny it would be if Belichick just was the Eagles coach in like 2 days and all of his media jobs that he had. It was just like, all right, he had to leave this one and this one's out and this one's also gone.
No, he still does them. He does everything. He keeps the jobs and coaches.
They just or they hire like Darrell Hammond to play Belichick and just he's gone.
That's a pretty good Belichick.
Well, yeah, CJ Stroud is just he's just fantastic at looking downfield. There's nobody better. Thursday night, we're going back to Atlanta. I love that they wore the Dirty Bird jerseys today. Those were so
pretty cool.
Those black. I saw they were wearing those, and I actually ended up throwing them in a tease because I got excited
because of that. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see them losing with those, but
all right, it worked.
Falcons home for the Bucs. This is good for my NFC South bet. Only one team can win.
It's gonna be a tie.
A tie would be the best. If I get a tie, like
that's right.
Get
you
a
have
0.
Right.
That'd be great. I had a lot of trouble this one. I ended up with because it's Thursday. I bumped it up a point to Falcons -2.5.
I had trouble too because I have no idea what they're wearing for this one, so I almost passed on it. And good cheating. You have it exactly. It's 2.5. I said 1.
I think they're adding a point for Thursdays.
Adding one, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of 1.5 point advantage,
I have no idea if they're
like
actually doing it, but I've just assumed. I think there's a home field something on Thursdays because it's 4 days after the last games and it sucks and travel and
maybe
Sunday marquee game. You could either go Vikings, Jets, or Bills, Texans. What's a
well? You want to
game
knock that out because that's the London game, Jets and Vikings.
Good point.
You can't start over.
So that can't be. No, that can't be. No, that can't be the Sunday marquee game because I should have put that in the London category.
Yeah. Well, it could be marquee.
So Bills, Texans is the London game.
No.
Vikings, Jets is the London game.
Vikings, Jets. Yeah. Screw me up. Yeah. Vikings technically home.
Vikings by 3.
All right, that's what I said. It's 2.5.
I wonder if that was in Minnesota. What do you think the line is?
It's got to be 4 or a little north of 4, right?
Yeah, I would say 4.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. This is where I am emotionally. As you know, I told you I wasn't going to be betting on Thursday games or games in weird countries this year. Not that London's a weird country. I actually like London. I really want to bet the Vikings in this game. After watching Rodgers today and seeing how much trouble he had moving and then watching that Vikings defense, I think this is a really tough spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're going to be coming at him, blitzes, all kinds of shit, just trying to make it uncomfortable. I got to be honest. I don't think he wants to be hit anymore. And we've seen quarterbacks get to this point. Brady got to this point the last couple of years of his career where it was like, you knew it was a big game because he started taking hits. Drew Brees got to that point. I don't think Rodgers wants to be hit like that anymore. And I thought he bailed out of some plays in the last part of the game, the quarter and a half I watched, but he was just, his process is just a little faster. He's not waiting that extra second anymore. This Vikings team's a nightmare for him.
I'm with you. If I'm taking anyone, it's the Vikings, right? But this is the NFL, right? Like this is where you get screwed up. And the one thing I'll say about Rodgers, if you worry about him bouncing back on 3 days rest, I know it was against the Patriots. You're going to go into how bad they were, but he did do it against the Pats a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But you're right. He looks like he had that look like, what the hell have I done here coming back? And also now he's going at it with Salah about the cadence. Saleh doesn't like some of his cadences, apparently.
Yeah.
And that, of course, got out immediately. So good times.
that couldn't have gotten out faster.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go for the traditional Sunday marquee game, Bills-Texans.
Yeah.
Pretty good game. Josh Allen against CJ Stroud.
Good
It's
one.
in Houston. And I have the Bills -1.5.
Damn it. You got it. I had Bills by 1. I really wanted to get that one from you, Simmons. I got to be honest. All right. Both 3-1.
This is the leading candidate for the overreaction game of week 5. Because I could see the Texans doing really well.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, remember when we thought we gave Josh Allen the MVP after 3 games and we wrote off Houston? Now Houston's got their shit together. Or the other way where the Bills look good and now we're concerned with Houston. The Bills are fine. The Ravens game was weird. Josh is the MVP favorite again. There will be an overreaction.
Yeah. Well, you understand the entire middle of their defense is susceptible to anything
right.
you want to do.
Any part.
Run, pass,
circle, any part of the field.
If you want to punt in there, good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
One watchable, Ravens at Cincinnati. The Ravens are certainly going to be favored after what happened today. I have Ravens -2.5.
All right, I get this. Yeah, I had it exactly, actually, 1.5. Ravens are favored. That's going to be my default guess, I think, on a lot of, for now on. 1.5. Sounds good.
I actually put that down a bunch because it just seems like that's the line over and over again. Bengals home dog. We're going to have a week where some of these home dogs just start crushing. Fairly watchables. I have to put Pat's Dolphins on here because I think we're getting Drake May. That might even arguably make it a watchable. Drake May's first start. Kyle noticed in the game today, they were showing him on the sidelines a lot more in the first half.
Yeah.
They kept just showing him on the headset. There he is. This could be his last time on the sidelines.
Could we call this a wearable? Like Kyle wears his jersey for this? Is it a wearable?
I don't know if he has a Drake May jersey yet.
Well, just does he
does he actually wear a jersey?
Tantrum?
Oh, yeah, if Drake May is playing, Kyle will have the jersey on.
Okay.
Yeah, he will. So I don't see any scenario where the Pats can be favored in this game, no matter who the quarterback is, even though I know who the Dolphins are going to probably have Huntley. I just don't think the Pats can be favored. So I'm going to have the Dolphins by 1.
All right, you're going to get it. I mean, this is where I should have got 1.5. I said 2.5. It is Dolphins by 1.5. So you're closer.
That's another 1.5.
4-2.
You know what's going to ruin guess the lines if every line is 1.5?
I could tell you if it is or isn't, but
well, by the way,
screw this up.
Our next game, I guessed 1.5. It is Jaguars at home against the Colts. Jaguars 0-4, and somehow I think they're going to be favored. I have Jaguars by 1.5.
All right, I got this exactly. It's 3. Jaguars are a 3-point favorite.
No, that's too high.
They're clearly on the kitchen sink. He needs his passport.
You said that
renewed.
this week.
I know. It's 3 kitchen sinks in a row.
No 0-4 teams made the playoffs in 32 years.
Yeah. But is it Flacco? I mean, it's looking like Flacco against Lawrence. I guess that's better for the Colts.
The Richardson hit looked bad today because it hit him in his hip and he went down. I was like, oh, fucking A. This guy got hurt again. And then he came back in and they ran a little bootleg play for him. Yeah. And he went down before he got hit because it seemed like his hit. So that, I don't know. I didn't, this would be his 3rd injury. So I guess
it's tough to watch.
Monitor
it's
that
tough
one.
to watch. Let me ask you this. I was going to save this.
Yeah.
If Flacco, I don't know how you feel about him with the Hall of Fame, not making it in your head right now. But if he takes the Colts to the playoffs, if they snuck in at 9-8,
yeah,
I kind of think he may have my vote. I'll have to look at the class coming in and everything. But for God's sakes, fix the Browns and the Colts to the playoffs. So this is the
Derrick Rose argument in the NBA now. Derrick Rose won the MVP in 2011.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Everyone who's ever won the MVP is in the Hall of Fame, and Rose has a chance to be the first guy who didn't make it. And and he's not a Hall of Famer, but the MVP thing would might be able to sway it. Flacco, the run he had, which was the greatest 4-round run any quarterback's had in the playoffs,
right?
Combined with some of the other stuff, you could argue he's at least in the conversation. I mean, I would say he had a better career than Eli Manning.
Yeah.
But Eli had those 2 postseasons and he made it.
I know. Take them to. Let's see what happens, Joe. Come on, we're not eviscerating you. Take the Colts to the playoffs.
It's an anti-evisceration,
right?
49ers are home for the Cardinals, and before the late games today, I guess 49ers by 4, and after that, I switched it to 49ers by 6.5 at home against the Cardinals.
Dirtbag. You sure you don't want to switch it back? Because
I don't.
A lot of times your first impression.
I don't. I moved it 2 points, which I never do.
Yeah, that was way off. And I said 5 at 7.5, so you get that.
Oof, Jesus.
Yeah, that's
this is where the Cardinals thrive.
Yeah, right.
They're like, oh my God, we're huge underdogs, and there's a backdoor cover possibly. Great. Washington's home for the Browns. It's going to be a big Jaden Daniels fest all week. They're going to be replaying Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston getting mad at the offensive tackle all week and talking about what do they do? Do they have any outs? I think I squeezed this to 3. Washington by 3 at home against Cleveland. I wanted to go 2.5, but I think it's 3.
Wanted to steal this from you. I have exactly 3, and it is exactly 3.
It's fair line.
And really, you think it's fair? No, because I wrote 3.
Does that get to 3.5 is my question.
I'm going to stick with it, but I mean, who's betting Cleveland here? Who's betting them? Do they score? Does Cleveland score 27 points?
So you had Cleveland in the playoffs, and they're 1-3.
Yeah, I know. We don't have to.
And I wrote down because they're weeks 11 through 18 are an absolute gauntlet. And I wrote down in my notes before the year they'd have to go 4-1 in their first 5 games to make the playoffs, right? And they're 1-3. So are you out on that?
It was close. Yeah, I think I'm out. But I swear, I would like to see Jameis. I'd like to see what they did. We talked about how admitting defeat with this dumb signing. Yeah.
Come up with a fake injury to save face. Just keep going.
Yeah, sure. I'm out with it. Yeah. But
I'm obviously out on the Jaguars. Jaguars they're going 10-7. They're going to be them too. Possible 5 seed. I've disowned them. You're still not holding out hope on the Raiders?
I am a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Someone has to sneak in there.
Poop Fecta. Bears at home for the Panthers. So the Bears are favored by 3 against the depleted Rams this week, and I added a half point, made it Bears minus 3.5 for the Panthers.
You know, something happened here because it was 3.5 at kickoff of the late game tonight, and it went to 4.5. I get it. I said 4.
Okay.
I swear that all this went on.
I believe you.
I don't know what happened. Is there an injury? Is there
maybe people realize the Panthers aren't good and
is another redhead
have a
coming
terrible
in
defense?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Broncos are home for the Raiders. And this is a terrible game. I hope I don't have to watch too much of it. I have the Broncos favored by 1.5.
Wow, you got it. 1.5 is sweet.
Yeah.
I went the other way. I thought the Raiders would be favored. I thought Denver would be suffering from what you said about Arizona. Like, thanks, but no thanks. We're not ready to be favored. But I guess it doesn't work like that.
I wonder if Devontae Adams, does his hamstring just kind of hurt until they trade him? So one of those. It's like, how's the hamstring this week? I don't know. Still hurts.
Smart.
Can't really push off it. Just kind of waiting. Who's the team? Could it be KC? Would those two teams trade together?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is it still about going to the Jets and playing with Aaron Rodgers?
Listen, that's not what the Jets need.
Right.
I mean, they can't even get the ball to Garrett Wilson. I don't know if
KC,
Adams
that would be big. KC.
I don't know if KC could fit him. Who else needs a receiver that is in the running? Buffalo has all the cap stuff. They can't really do it. Maybe the Chargers?
Cowboys won't have enough money. I'm being selfish.
Commanders?
Bengals don't need.
I don't know.
Commanders, I think you're kind of like screwing with their chemistry.
It's like the Cowboys have traded for Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm looking at the slate. I'm not sure.
Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers want them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seahawks are home for the Giants. This I have as one of the highest lines of the week. I have Seahawks minus 6.
I had it exactly, I swear. 5.5.
Who's winning?
1, 2, 3, 6. You were up 7-6.
I really want to win these last two so I could eviscerate you.
Wait, there's three left, right?
3 left.
Do you do Green Bay Rams?
Boy. Oh,
you lose. If you didn't do it, you lose that one. Well, you lose that one.
Where's that game? That didn't make my notes.
I should just lie to you.
Is that an automatic loss for me?
It's out here. It's in LA. No, of course you could guess. And could I bet that you're going to hit this exactly now?
Green Bay Rams
at the Rams.
I'm going to put this in the fairly watchables.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have the Packers favored, and just for hilarity's sake, Packers by 1.5.
All right. Well, we tie on that then, because I did have 1.5. It's 3.5. That's big.
Oh my God.
It's a big number. Did the Rams have any more injuries today? You didn't think the Rams defense looked good? I mean, neither one looked good.
No.
Yeah.
Rams do not look good. Sunday night, your stupid team.
You're going to win here.
Playing Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh. So I think the line should be 3.5, but I guess 3 because I think people will bet Dallas. So I have Steelers by 3.
Oh. You know, that's crazy because I had Dallas by 1. And it's Steelers by 1.5. So you do get it. But it seems like you were off more than I was. I guess you weren't.
Well, yeah, you picked the wrong team to be favored. I would argue you were.
When does that matter? Why should that matter?
I think this line goes to 2.5.
It's Sunday night, but I feel like I'm maybe outrageously optimistic a little bit here. Because my thing with the Steelers now is, can you score 20?
Well, the running backs are banged up. That was the big. They didn't have Jalen Warren today. Patterson was really good in the first hour and a half of the game. Then he got hurt. It was just Najee Harris. That's it. So, and they're missing. They have some offensive line injuries. So you're catching them on a good week.
I don't care if they have Jerome Bettis. I don't care if they have Natron refried means in there. It doesn't matter. That's from our producer Jack Wilson. He texted me that was another one.
Refried means.
Refried mean Natron means. Yeah, I don't know. But isn't that going to be the thing with the Steelers every week? Score 20.
Yeah, get to 20. Good matchup. Fun matchup. Good to see the uniforms again. Brings back a lot of memories. All right, Monday night. There were some
Super Bowls there. Yep.
Monday night, Chiefs Saints.
So you
just
won.
Automatically has to be thrown into the Vegas zone. And I just went straight middle of the Vegas zone. Chiefs by 5 at home against the Saints.
You get it. I said 4.5. It's 5.5.
No, that's stupid. This will go down.
You win. 10-7. Shit.
3 weeks in a row for me.
How am I getting worse in this? Put me down for 1.5 for everything. I'm blind betting everything next week. 1.5. I don't know which side.
It was Niners Pats. You're going 1.5.
Yep. I don't care.